Oh, it's good to be back home. I want to acknowledge the tremendous work of Joan Thomas and Val and Dan Ogden, who are just fabulous people and remarkable. And, I have always had an immense respect and strong affection for both the stature, their principles they lived by, the work that they accomplished, their ability at times to go against the tide and establish new trends, their vision, their integrity. They are among the elite public officials, not only in this state, but in the United States. And Dan Evans, Governor Evans, and Governor Mike Lowry are just beautifully exceptional public servants. I want to thank the people who served our food today as well before I forget, because out here they do it really well and the food tastes good. And I was up at federal agencies. We're a gossipy group, and I remember getting a notice saying, can you go up to Harvard University at a anniversary that was going to take place. And one of the most extraordinary people in this country, in terms of environmental work and all that he has stood for, is sitting here rather patiently. He's always at the right place, at the right time, with the right word. But for those of us who have gone back to Washington, D.C. and served and realized the complexity and the everyday tension, to see one person who everybody praises, no matter what agency you're in, deserves a special applause for being an exceptional human being, a brilliant leader, a visionary. So I'd like Bill Ruckelshaus to stand up and get a huge applause. At HUD, I was all over the country. I saw every state but two. I've been in big planes. I've been in teeny planes. Teeny planes are the planes that they say to you there are no restrooms and no food service, and so take care of it before you get on the plane. I have been in communities that are emerging and exciting, communities that are just stagnating. I have seen it all. But it's really interesting about the attitude a community takes about itself. And that's why you're so important today, because communities that all of a sudden have reasons not to do something always go no place. It is the communities that have the guts, the innovation, the aspiration to just set course. And that's why people love coming here. That's why I love coming back. I used to tell people I want to go back to a place that has a can-do spirit, that takes risk, that's going to be innovative and imaginative and take off. And that's why you're here. The reason why people are moving here and why you rank in the top 10 communities in the United States for attracting people who have high education backgrounds is the quality of our life. It's just the quality of life. We got parks, got playgrounds. We're going to save Puget Sound. We save forests. We save farmlands. We save open space. Now is the time to accelerate. It is not the time to say, let's take a pause. When you're faced with a challenge, you don't slow down, you speed up. We want to be the most remarkable place in the world. We are the best place to live, in my opinion, in the world, particularly when it's 80 or 90 degrees. But nonetheless, we are still the best place in the world with a high quality of life. And it is time that we all of a sudden say in this room today that we're not going to stop. We're not going to be turned around. We're not going to go backwards. We're going to accelerate. We are going to be on the world's radar screen as a place that creates the best quality of life. And we can do it. When you say you can't, you end up like Chicago, Gary, Indiana, the places that you go to and you say, why would you live here? Now, I couldn't say that when I was in HUD. I had to say, I love this place. I am not there anymore. I am not there. I can tell you that you're so special. You're so extraordinary. You're so great. So act like it. like it. When you are the leader of the class, you don't slow down for somebody to catch up. You decide to set a pace that is so aggressive and so strong that people have to catch up. You know, in a country that needs a role model so badly, a community that works so badly, a community that's got its act together and is weaving things together so they can be extraordinary. This is the only community I know capable of doing that. I have seen them all. Some are resting on their reputations, but others create the momentum for a nation to act as it should, to be extraordinary. So you're not here today to invest, because I'm going to ask the table captains to do that. This coalition, the Washington Wildlife and Recreation Coalition, is so special. And all of you in this room are so special. But I do not want you to slow down ever. I don't want you to stop. I don't want you to be normal. I don't want you to be average. I don't want you to be like everybody else. I have a granddaughter, and she is perfect. Yes, she is. And I tell people, she says that magic word, grandpapa, and I say the magic word, yes. And when my son protested that I gave her ice cream and cake for breakfast, I said, yes, I did. He said, you didn't allow us to do that. And I said, but I'm not raising her. But Amina is entitled to a world better than mine. She's entitled, as will her peers and her children, after she is 35 years of age. To see a salmon run beautifully. The orchids and the sound, forests, grasslands. She's entitled to see magnificent facilities for her children to play in, to walk on beaches, to smell beautifully fresh salt water, to see freshwater lakes that are teeming with fish, to see wildlife, to see the eagles and the ospreys and the hawks, to put up with the nuisance of seagulls. I won't say pigeons. I want her to see it in an abundance, and that's what this coalition does. So you're not investing in tomorrow, you are investing, as Hans said, in 1,000 years. She will be, one day, I want her to look to me and look at this old man she calls grandpapa and say that the most talented generation in the history of humankind did it right. My grandfather left South Carolina because he dreamed for his son and his daughter, and his daughter was on the team that invented the transistor, and his son went to Lincoln University because they had quotas at Princeton. My father was able to say that he sent 3 young men to college. Dreams. Dreams. So I just want you to dream. Just dream. Not small ones. Extraordinary ones. And that requires us to sacrifice. To say what's important, and what's important is the land and air and water and recreation around us. That's what's important. That's what will make the difference in the high quality of life my granddaughter is entitled to. So I want to wish you all peace and prosperity. I don't want you to be thinking small, think big. I don't want you to dream small, dream big. And I want you to say, yep, it looks impossible, and I want you to achieve it. Because only never, ever, ever. Mr. Ruckelshaus established the EPA when everybody said, should they exist? No, they shouldn't. And he said, I'm going to make the EPA something extraordinary. And everybody in that room would not let him down. They clapped, and they clapped, and they clapped, and they clapped for a person who made the impossible achievable. So I want all of you to be the Teddy Roosevelts and the Bill Ruckelshouses and the Dan Evans and the Mike Lowrys and the Val Ogdens and the Dan Ogdens and the Joan Thomases who dreamed dreams and made the impossible achievable. Peace and prosperity. Table captains go out and see whether or not people are going to give just a little more, so that my granddaughter will say there was a generation that made the impossible achievable. Peace and prosperity to all of you.